intramuscular injections, we're using an 1.5-inch needle. And the reason when you're doing an intramuscular injection, the intention is to get the medication or the vaccine deep into the muscle. So we want to use a long needle. So we don't use 1-inch needles, we use 1.5-inch needles. And you want to position the needle so it's perpendicular to the skin, so it gets buried as deep as possible into the muscle. If you're given an intramuscular injection into the neck, I'll show you what the landmarks are. A hand's breadth from the crest of the neck. We do not want to give the vaccine up in this area. Like I said, with an intramuscular shot injection, the intention is to get it into the muscle. And this is mostly fat and ligament, so it's not muscle. Another landmark is the front of the shoulder. Right here, the shoulder blade is roughly shaped like this, and you want to be in front of the shoulder. So there's another landmark. So there's two. Excuse me, here's the first one, and here's the second one. And then you want to be a wide hand's breadth from the bottom of the neck, because this is the trachea, this is the jugular groove where the carotid artery is, and this is the neck bone, cervical vertebrae. So you want to be above this line here. So that roughly gives you a triangle outlined right here. And you want to go to the middle of that triangle. When I give an injection intramuscularly into the neck, I grab a fold of skin and pinch it as a distraction. And then again, I'm going to inject straight into the muscle. Draw back to make sure you're not in the blood vessel. And I'm not, so I'm drawing back on the plunger. I feel resistance. So this is a good spot to give the injection. And there we go. Now she's sedated, so I didn't do as much, but sometimes what I'll do is I'll give them a little bit of warning by just kind of poking with my fingers before I pop the needle in. Another place that we can give vaccinations is in the back end. And if I'm going to do a back end injection, I usually go into the thigh. And this works pretty good if somebody's holding the horse for you. It can be safe with a good horse. If you pull the tail towards you, and I'm going to just switch sides because as you can see this side is just a little dirty. So I'm going to go back over to this side. And for thigh intramuscular injections, you need to be below this bony prominence right here. This is part of the pelvis here, and you don't want to inject near that bone. And you want to be above this area because this is where the large tendon comes out of this big muscle here. This is the thigh muscle. And you don't want to be anywhere there where there's grooves between muscle bellies. So a good spot's going to be right here. And if I stand and pull the tail toward me, I can use the heel of my hand to get her prepared and then pop the needle in. Draw back on the plunger, no blood, so I can go ahead and inject. Now if she was to kick, since I'm injecting to the far side, it would be the far leg that she would probably kick with, and so that would make it a little safer.